Coming up on this edition of the Desert Vision, we'll check out some action at Udairi Range and rock out with the Air Force.
We'll also learn about a soldier who teaches in and out of uniform and a company who sends happiness and guitars to soldiers downrange. Those stories and more coming up. Welcome to the Desert Vision presented by U.S. Army Central. I'm Staff Sergeant Bob Yarbrough.
And I'm Specialist Max Youth. Combat readiness is a big reason why we're here. Sergeant Robert Torres brings us a look at 1st Battalion, 194th Armor Regiment, and how they're keeping their skills sharp out here in the desert.
Today we brought our Bradleys out here to get our equipment all tested out, get it up to speed, kind of run it through a wear and tear test on firing the equipment and running the tracks in this terrain and the temperature of the climate to make sure everything's working properly, so when it's taken downrange it will work for us. It's crucial for our readiness when we make our final movements for this deployment here. We need to be able to rely on our equipment to do what it needs to do, and if we are not 100% confident in the accuracy of our equipment and the state of our equipment, that it's going to run, it's going to shoot the way we need it to, it's going to move the way we need it to, if we're not 100% on that, it's going to just take away from the mission and our capabilities. So
1194 Armor is part of the 1st Armor Brigade Combat Team, 34th Infantry Division Red Bulls, Minnesota National Guard.
No bull there. That looked like fun. Another fun event that recently went down at Camp Arifjan was courtesy of the U.S. Air Force. The U.S. Air Force's Central Band performed a total of 6 shows at Camp Arifjan over the course of 2 nights, and it was a welcome bit of excitement for everyone who came to see them. Specialist Elizabeth Hackbarth has more.
So the AFCENT Band tours around the AOR in the Middle East, and today we're here to basically perform a morale welfare concert for the troops. It was actually our first gig in over a year because of COVID. So yesterday was the first time this band has played for a live audience, and the energy and excitement's just been awesome.
It's nice to have a concert here when we don't really have access to too many things during the COVID times and stuff. So yeah, I think it's just a long time coming for like concerts like this, and it's a breath of fresh air really. It's tough to feel so isolated all the time. It was great. It was really, really good. It lifted my spirits. I was kind of, just sitting in my room and like, there's a concert, so I came out, and it was much more than I expected.
The band, called Full Spectrum, hails from Langley Air Force Base, Virginia, and is currently touring from Qatar.
We'll have more from U.S. Army Central right after this.
Welcome back. We're here for the 3rd exercise of the Army Combat Fitness Test, which is the hand release push-up with the arm extension.
This exercise targets the chest, shoulder, tricep, and core muscles.
The service member will start in the prone position with their hands placed directly underneath their shoulders with their index finger inside the outer edge of their shoulder. On the command go, the soldier will begin to press themselves off the ground, achieving a fully extended elbow and their body in a generally straight line. The service member will then lower themselves, placing their chest, hips, and thighs on the ground at the same time. The service member will extend their arms outward to a 90-degree angle and then bringing them back underneath the shoulders with the index finger inside the outer edge of the shoulder. Some real-life applications for the hand release push-up with the arm extension is pressing an enemy away during close quarter combat, move quickly during evasion or maneuver activities, and to increase stability while performing the prone and or the low crawl. So some preparatory exercises that we can do in preparation for the hand release push-up with the arm extension is the modified tricep push-up, dips and flips, and the 8-count T push-up. The first exercise is the modified tricep push-up. And to get into that position, we'll place our hands on the ground, pressing our middle fingers together, and then coming down flat on the ground. And then we're going to bring our hands together and place them directly below our rib cage in line with our shoulders. And then we're going to, leaving our hips in contact with the ground, we're going to press up and then lowering ourselves as a single unit back to the ground. The second exercise that we'll do is dips and flips. So we'll start with a dip by coming to any elevated surface, but here we'll use this wall. We'll come around and grab a seat, placing our hands right next to our lower body here, and then we're gonna come out and extend, and then you can either leave your feet uncrossed or crossed. I choose to cross my feet, and then we're gonna dip by flexing at the elbow and then pressing up for that full tricep extension. And then from here, we're gonna flip over, rotate directly over, placing both hands as if you were about to do a push-up in the front leaning rest position. And then you can either, again, cross your feet or uncross them. I cross mine, and then drop down, touching your chest to the wall, and then pressing up. So to begin the 8-count T push-up, we'll start in position of attention. On count 1, we're going to drop to the ground, placing our hands on the ground. Count 2, thrust our hips. Count 3, drop to the ground. Count 4, extend our hands out at a 90-degree angle. Count 5, bring our hands back in. Count 6, come up to the front leaning rest position. Count 7, count 8 is standing at the position of attention again. And finally, remember to hydrate, eat green, conduct preparatory and recovery exercises, and let's get after it, because getting after it is what we do.
Another great way to build morale with music is to make your own. Specialist Juan Carlos Izquierdo shows us about a program that sends musical instruments to soldiers in deployed locations.
So I've been doing this for about 14 years now. We started out with doing the care packages. We basically switched over to musical instruments back in 2013 because our Guitars for the Troops program has become so popular with the troops.
Not only is it helping the person that receives it out, there's ripples that happen. You know, this guy's playing and he takes it out to the smoke shack and he's out there playing, and now he's interacting with a bunch of other soldiers and they're able to all participate together, and it's just a beautiful thing.
We try to send what we feel like the troop needs to help them maintain the instrument. We try to include extra strings, picks, a tuner, a capo, and a string winder, and a polishing cloth, and a strap also.
And you know, when I opened it up and saw the guitar, I was like, holy cow, this is a great guitar. And I was just looking at it and stuff. And then the extra stuff that they sent on top of just the guitar, I was like, oh wow, it was like Christmas all over again.
We have a lot of troops that say they're beginners, so we're hoping one day to hear a lot of good music coming from these troops.
I'm here to meet with you. Come and meet with me.
Looks like I might be learning how to play the guitar. Can you teach me?
Sure thing. And if I'm half as good as the teacher in our next story, you'll be great in no time.
One of the most important parts about being a non-commissioned officer is being able to teach your soldiers to be what they need to be to succeed. I had the chance to talk to Staff Sergeant Ashley Holliday, an Army Reserve soldier who is a teacher in her civilian career.
My reward in being a teacher is that the aha moment. When you see a child struggle and you did everything that you could and they're still not getting it, and you pondering why they're not getting it, and when they finally do get it and they thank you for it, that's the amazing part about it. The classroom environment is just like dealing with soldiers, and whatever experience that you've been through, you can kind of teach those soldiers those experiences, because sometimes they have those same experience that you have, so it's like having that relatable moment. When you have a soldier that's been trying for a long time, and then you were part of the solution instead of part of the problem, and they come and thank you, then that's kind of like that aha moment. On the military side, I really don't want that much of praise, because it's just like, it's not me, you did it. I just led you to that point for you to get where you need to go. I just like helping people because it's just easy to do.
Well, that'll do it for the Desert Vision presented by U.S. Army Central.
For more stories, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/US Army Central.
For U.S. Army Central, I'm Staff Sergeant Bob Yarborough.
And I'm Specialist Max Youth.
Patton's Own.
Always forward.